What is up, everybody? We are back here at King Film Sports for the NFL Week 9 picks, predictions, and betting locks. Funny and sad to think that we are almost halfway through the regular season here, through 2 months, September and October. As we get into Week 9 here, let's hit the recap of a wacky Week 8. In this one, you see I only got 4 game predictions wrong. The Texans losing narrowly to the Panthers. Packers, just a disappointing loss at home against the Vikings there. Really inept on offense. Then Chiefs, big upset loss at Denver there. The Broncos finally get a win against the Chiefs. And then the Niners lose their third straight at home against the Bengals. Still a solid 12-4 on the game picks there. And then the lock of the week, Browns at Seahawks. Seahawks minus 2.5. Not going to act like this was as much of a lock as I thought it would be. The Seahawks were up 10 early and almost choked it. Really should have lost that game near the end, but they end up winning by 4, 24-20 at home there to improve to 5-2. So the free lock of the week improves to 6-2 this year. So you've got to be tailing that one. This week we've got another great lock there. So let's hit the NFL Week 8 recap here. And first off, we had the Bills-Bucks over 41 in the Thursday night game. That barely hit via a late touchdown by the Bucks, but also with that late touchdown by the Bucks, the Bills spread ended up missing, so it was kind of tit for tat there. Went 1-1 on Thursday night. Then we had the Jags minus 2.5 hit easily over the Steelers there. They really should have won by more in that game. Kind of a sloppy weather game. Kenny Pickett gets injured. Jags were dominant. Then Rams plus 7. Wish I could have had this one back. I mean, they were dead from the jump. Stafford throwing pick sixes, punts getting blocked for safeties. Cowboys offense looks like the 99 Rams. I mean, the Cowboys, I should have known, they either win by 30 or they lose outright, and this was just a spot at home off the bye week where they were going to play very well. Then Packers, as I mentioned, lost outright. I had them home divisional dog, thought there was some value there against the Vikings, who were playing on short week, but did not end up happening there. Then I had the Titans plus 120, Will Levis debut, and they show out. Great value there with the Titans. Then Commanders plus 7. Really thought this one should have hit. Commanders potentially should have won outright there. They were holding down the Eagles for a while, but then that Eagles offense really got going. Sam Howell, some ill-advised throws there as the game wore on. And in the end, we were even lucky to just pull out a push in that one. Commanders lose by only 7 there. Then Texans, Panthers over 42.5. I mean, this one could have hit with all the yardage in this game, but the ineptitude in the red zone combined with a couple of turnovers and only 28 points were scored on that one, so not even close. Then Eagles, Commanders, easy over 43.5. Whenever these teams play this year, both times been a shootout, both teams scoring in the 30s in those games. Then Jets, Giants over 36.5. I mean, this was horrible. It was strictly a value play because the over was so low, but then Tyrod Taylor goes out for the Giants. I mean, the Jets offense is looking horrible in the rain, so even though they went to overtime, only 23 total points scored there. Falcons, Titans over 36.5, though, a great value play in that one as Will Levis shows out. And the Falcons offense played decent in their own right there. Then Vikings, Packers over 42.5. This one was very frustrating because the Vikings probably should have scored more than 24. Kirk Cousins goes out, and the Packers only scoring 10. They had so many red zone opportunities in the second half and just could not capitalize there, so that's a tough loss. Then Seahawks minus 2.5, as I said, free lock of the week hits. Broncos plus 8, had them on their home field. To keep it close against the Chiefs, did not anticipate a win outright by 15 points there, but they get it done. Ravens, Cardinals over 44. That one hit pretty easily as there was a flurry at the end. Cardinals made a concerted comeback effort. Then I had the Niners, Bengals over 43.5. Thought that the Niners would get more than 17, but some mistakes by Purdy held them back in that one. Bengals offensive masterclass there. Then on Sunday night, Bears, Chargers over 45.5. This one was a very tough beat as the Chargers scored 30 themselves. They probably should have scored more, and the Bears just tough luck as they only scored 13 with Bagent there. Some crucial interceptions and mistakes there by Bagent and could not secure the over there, only missed by 3 points. And then the Raiders plus 7.5. This team looked horrible on Monday night, yet they still had so many opportunities for the cover there. Jimmy Garoppolo, one of his worst games that I've ever seen out of him. And then the Raiders, Lions over 46.5. The Lions had like 500 yards of total offense, and they couldn't score more than 26 points. I mean, that one was very frustrating there. So overall, frustrating week. Lost 0.6 units for the season. We're still up 7 units, but really want to get back in the win column and win big this week. Game picks, though, as I mentioned, 12-4, up to 84-38 on the season. So that's still very nice. Look to continue that this week. So in this one, we've got a pretty entertaining Thursday night game between the Titans and the Steelers. A lot of history between these two teams. Always seem to play low-scoring, close football games. And in this one, I've got to be taking the Titans here. I know that the Steelers are favorite, but Will Levis, that debut was just sensational. Showed off his rocket arm. I really see the comparisons to a young Matt Stafford just gunning the ball downfield, and he has the weapons here. I want to see them use Treylon Burks a little bit more, but DeAndre Hopkins, what a game there. He is still an elite receiver in this league, and I think that he can get loose in that secondary. Steelers didn't look great on the back end against the Jags, so I think that the Titans will play very well on this short week here. Not to mention, I don't know who Pittsburgh's starting quarterback is going to be. It's probably not going to be Kenny Pickett. Mitch Trubisky looked horrible, so some Steelers fans are calling for Mason Rudolph. And then you've obviously got Matt Canada who is atrocious at the offensive coordinator position. So just the Steelers team, I think, is in shambles here. This is a classic Pittsburgh spot, though, on a short week at home, but still give me the Titans to win out right there. Then Dolphins at Chiefs, taking place in Germany here. And in this one, I've got to take the Chiefs on the bounce back spot. We've seen this Dolphins team, once they go up against elite competition, really fold in those Eagles and Bills games. So I'm trusting that the Chiefs will get right here. I'm trusting that it was an aberration against the Broncos in that last game. They are one of the best teams over the last few years. Coming off of a loss here, I think that Mahomes will get healthy and he will look a lot better. And that receiving core flat out needs to play a lot better there. And if they can do that, their defense has been pretty strong this season, so they will be able to hold down Tua in the offense from the typical explosions that we seem to see. So give me the Chiefs there. Next, pretty easy game for me to pick, even though the spread's pretty close. Falcons against the Vikings here. We'll see if the Vikings make any moves at the deadline to secure a quarterback, but if they don't, I really just do not see Jared Hall getting this one done in Atlanta against the Falcons team, who, they're not great, but this Desmond Ridder, Taylor Heineke combo will put up some points with Bijan Robinson there on offense versus a Vikings team who really just doesn't have a capable starting quarterback. So give me Atlanta to win big there at home. That brings us to our lock of the week. Ravens minus 4.5 at home against the Seahawks. I love this play. Seahawks are really a fraudulent 5-2. A lot of these games have been really close that they've won. And Geno Smith, you saw it last week, just makes some horrible, ill-advised throws there and really tends to sell these games. And you cannot afford to do that. If they want to win this game, he's going to have to play near perfect against a talented Ravens defense. And I don't think that he'll be able to do that on the road. Lamar Jackson has been cooking this season here, coming back home against a Seattle defense who's pretty mediocre up to this point. I think he has a big day. Give me the Ravens minus 4.5 there. Next, we get to a very ugly game. Browns hosting the Cardinals, and Josh Dobbs no longer the starter for Arizona. They're going to be starting Clayton Tune in this one. Expect a low-scoring, ugly game, but give me the Browns to win this one. Get right spot there at home in that one in Cleveland. Then we get to the Packers hosting the Rams here, and the Packers, this team started out 2-0, lost 5 straight. I expect them to win this one. They really need it. Jordan Love has to play a lot better than he's been playing this last month of football. But this Rams team is just in shambles as well. 2 weeks ago, that loss to the Steelers, they just crumbled in the fourth quarter. And then last week just didn't even show up to Dallas there. Coupled with a Stafford injury, I don't know if he's going to be playing in this one. Regardless, give me Green Bay to win a must-win spot at home. Then we get to the Bucs at the Texans here. 2 teams that need to bounce back and get wins here. Give me the Texans to win at home. I think that CJ Stroud will play a lot better than he did last week in Carolina. This Bucs defense has been up and down all year, so give me the Houston Texans to win at home. I just think that Stroud is better than Baker Mayfield at this point, and they get it done in Houston there. Then we go to the Commanders at the Patriots, and give me the Commanders to win this one. I know that the Patriots beat the Bills a couple of weeks ago. Maybe they didn't look awful last week in Miami, but they still lost by multiple scores in that one. Whereas this Commanders team, yes, they are very inconsistent, but they've played the Eagles very well twice. They have more wins than the Patriots at this point, so I'm just counting on Sam Howell having one of his better performances as opposed to when he looks horrible. So give me the Commanders there. If they can just play like they played against the Eagles every week, then they can be a decent football team. So give me them to win there. Then we have the Bears at the Saints. Saints, very frustrating team because you can see the talent there as they won big in Indianapolis, but they just can't seem to put it all together here against a horrible Bears team. Yes, I think Justin Fields might play in this one, but really doesn't change things in my mind. Give me the Saints to win big there. I think they're finding their stride here. Derek Carr is playing a lot better on offense there, so they're getting it going. Give me New Orleans at home. Then we've got the Colts at the Panthers. Interesting that this game is in the afternoon here. I think it actually will be pretty close. Panthers did get in the win column last week. Frank Reich revenge game for Carolina at home here, but still give me the Colts to win this one. I think they bounce back after a couple of tough losses to the Browns and the Saints there at home. I just think that this Panthers team is still one of the worst in the league, and I didn't think Bryce Young showed much in that game against the Texans. I think that this Colts defense will play a lot better than they have, so give me Indianapolis there. Then we've got the Raiders hosting Giants. This will be another ugly game that you won't want to watch, but I think it'll still be close. I foresee a lot of mistakes in this game between Jimmy Garoppolo and whoever the Giants start. I think Daniel Jones is actually cleared to play, so he might get the start in this one. Regardless, I'm going to take the Raiders to win narrowly. I mean, really wouldn't shock me if the Giants won this one. I think it's just going to be a toss-up like that Giants-Jets game, low scoring into the fourth quarter. But I think that the Raiders do get right here at home. They really just need to pound that running game against this Giants team. Both teams do really, and we'll see who comes out on top there. Then we get to a spectacular matchup in the NFC East here between the Eagles and the Cowboys for first place in the division, essentially here in Philadelphia. And I've got the upset. Give me the Cowboys to win in Philadelphia there. And the narrative with this team is that they cannot win big games, but I think they use that as motivation in this one, and I think that they beat an Eagles team who have, yes, looked very good at points this season throughout games, 7-1, but I think that they haven't been as consistent as this Cowboys team. They have those 2 blemishes against the Cardinals and the Niners, but other than that, they've looked superb. In those other 5 games, they've looked like the best team in football here, so I think they show some of that in this one. Dak Prescott in the games that he started against the Eagles has been phenomenal. Remember, he did miss that one in Philadelphia last year, and in the one that he played, played very well in Dallas. So give me the Cowboys to win here. I expect a high-scoring, thrilling shootout in that one, and give me the Cowboys to win narrowly there, although it would not shock me, of course, if the Eagles won at home in Philadelphia. Then we get another great matchup between the Bills and the Bengals, rematch of that playoff game, and obviously the Damar Hamlin game, Week 17, Monday Night Football. In this one, I'm going to take the Bengals to win. I think they're getting hot at the best time off of that bye here. Now 4-3 after the season seemed to be lost early on. Burrow is playing like one of the best quarterbacks in football, as we're accustomed to coming off that injury. He looks pretty spry there. And then Josh Allen and this Bills team, yes, they are 5-3, but they have been very inconsistent. Really didn't play well against the Bucs on that Thursday night game. I just expect a shootout in this one and give me the Bengals to win there with that talented receiving core. Then we get to the Monday Night Football game, Chargers at the Jets. Give me the Chargers to win this one big against New York. The Jets, yes, 4-3, but that is a very fraudulent record here. I expect these teams to both be 4-4 after this one. Herbert showed the talent and potential of this Chargers team if they all put it together. And I know they haven't played well against good teams this year, but I don't think that the Jets are a good team in this one. So give me LA to win big there. I think they're able to shred this Jets defense, and then Zach Wilson against this Chargers defense. I do not see that one going well, so give me the Chargers to win big in that one. So with that being said, let me know all of your thoughts on the predictions down below. What do you think about the lock of the week, Ravens -4.5, and some of the other bold takes that I have? Please leave those in the comments. Be sure to join the Discord if you want some winning betting picks there. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.